It was about lunchtime on a Saturday afternoon when I received a call from Scotland Yard that a murder had taken place at the home of Sir Henry and Lady Agatha. Sir Henry had been governor of one of the principal provinces of India, and as such, the powers that be felt that it was not a good idea to leave it to the local police. When I arrived at the Hollow with Sergeant Penny, I was introduced to Sir Henry, who is, by the way, a crack shot.
Yes, and I've got quite a collection of guns, including a pair of .38 Smith & Wesson revolvers. Turns out that one of them is the murder weapon.
Lady Lucy Agatha, not the perfect hostess.
Say what you will, murder is just so awkward. It really upsets the servants.
Miss Midge Harvey, the poor relation, earns her living in a dress shop.
My mother was Lady Agatha's first cousin, but I grew up on the family estate at Ainswick with the rest of my cousins. I had a very happy childhood.
Mr. Edward Agatha inherited the family estate from Lady Agatha's father, which is rather a sore point, as Lady Agatha, being female, was herself not able to inherit. Edward is in love with Henrietta Agatha. Midge Harvey is in love with Edward. And now we come to Dr. Christie, the eminent Harley Street specialist. A brilliant man in his field, but a bit of a philanderer. His wife Gerda is a timid woman, but utterly devoted to him.
I didn't want a raving beauty as a wife. I didn't want an egoist out to grab everything she could. I wanted safety and peace and devotion, and all the quiet, enduring things in life. I wanted someone who would take her ideas from me.
Well, you certainly got what you wanted.
This is Gudgeon the butler. He's been with the family for years. He's very fond of Lady Agatha, would do anything for her, and for Sir Henry, of course.
Her ladyship is somewhat forgetful, not to say absent-minded, but in this house I see to it that everything possible is done to spare her ladyship trouble and annoyance.
And the latest member of the household, Doris the housemaid, a very observant young lady.
They say out there it's common to have anything to do with the police, but what I say is, let justice be done.
That's the spirit,
Miss
my
Veronica
girl.
Cray, the famous Hollywood film actress. I'm very fond of a good film.
How very charming of you. I'm over in England to make a picture. I came over to the house last night to borrow some matches. The first person I saw when I walked in was John Christie. Well, I hadn't seen him for years. It was lovely to see him again. I invited him over to the cottage after dinner. We had a lovely talk about old times and old friends.
John Christie didn't return until 3 a.m.
Oh, gosh. It must have been much later than I thought.
Apparently they spent all morning doing a bit of target practice. So it's not really surprising, this being an Agatha Christie play, that by lunchtime someone had been shot.
The question is, who done it?
They're not telling us everything they know, Penny. There are no alibis in this case, no times and places to check.
The revolver was one of those used in the target practice.
They all handled it. Anyone could have picked it up, but the only clear prints on it were those of Mrs. Christie and Henrietta Agatha, the only two people who aren't here.